Beloved child, something has just shifted in the unseen spaces around your life, and you felt it before you understood it. A conversation happened. Your name was spoken. Details about you were shared. And while you were unaware of the moment itself, the ripple has already begun to move toward you. Don't skip this, because what is unfolding carries two important truths that will change how you see everything. The first truth is not what you fear. It is not betrayal. It is not exposure. It is revelation. When someone shared your details, they did not diminish you, they magnified you. They spoke about your strength, your quiet resilience, the way you held yourself together when no one else noticed. You thought your silence went unseen. You thought your patience was invisible. But your character has been observed more carefully than you realize. Stay till the end, because the second truth is even more powerful. That conversation did something unexpected. It positioned you. While you were focusing on surviving, someone else was recognizing your value. While you were doubting yourself, someone else was defending your name. The details shared about you became evidence of integrity, growth, and hidden leadership. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. You have been wondering why certain doors feel close, why certain people suddenly look at you differently. It is because awareness has shifted. Something huge is waiting for you, but it required this moment first. It required your story to be spoken in rooms you never entered. The two truths are simple yet life-altering: you are being noticed, and you are being positioned. Right now, you may feel ordinary. But behind the scenes, perception is changing. Energy is rearranging. Conversations are continuing. And what began as someone simply sharing your details is quietly becoming the turning point you didn't know you were stepping into. Breathe. This is only the beginning. A quiet shift is happening right now, and you can almost feel it in your chest. After your details were shared, something unexpected began to unfold. The words spoken about you did not disappear into silence. They settled into someone's heart. They stirred reflection. They created curiosity. And in that reflection, a new image of you began to form. Don't skip this moment, because this is where everything becomes deeply personal. You thought the conversation would end when your name left their lips. But it didn't. It lingered. It echoed. It caused someone to pause and reconsider everything they believed about you. The way you handled pressure. The way you stayed calm when others reacted. The way you walked away instead of proving yourself. Those details were not random facts. They were proof of who you are becoming. Stay till the end, because the second layer of this revelation is even more powerful than the first. Someone who once underestimated you is now quietly re-evaluating you. Someone who once overlooked you is now noticing the pattern of your consistency. The truth is, when your details were shared, they were not shared casually. They were shared with weight. With intention. With admiration that you did not expect. And here is the once-in-a-lifetime realization: the very traits you felt were unnoticed are the exact reasons your presence is now being taken seriously. You have been evolving in private. growing in silence, strengthening your character without applause. And now, without you asking for it, recognition is beginning to rise. Not loud, not dramatic, but undeniable. Something huge is waiting for you, but it required this turning point. It required someone to see you through a different lens. It required your story to travel where your footsteps have not yet reached. Right now, you may still feel the same. But perception has shifted. Energy has aligned. And what was once just a simple exchange of details is slowly becoming the bridge to a new chapter that you did not see coming. And this is only the unfolding. There is a reason your spirit feels restless tonight, even if nothing around you has visibly changed. The moment your details were shared, a silent evaluation began. Not of your mistakes. Not of your weaknesses. But of your depth. The kind of depth that cannot be faked. The kind that only forms through lived experience, quiet endurance, and unseen growth. Don't skip this, because what you are about to understand will shift how you see yourself. The first important truth is now expanding. You are far more influential than you think. Your presence carries weight in rooms you have never entered. Your name holds meaning in conversations you were never invited to. When someone described you, they were not just listing facts. They were describing impact. They were describing the way your energy makes others feel safe, steady, inspired. And that realization startled someone. Stay till the end, because the second truth is even more surprising. The sharing of your details did something else. It awakened possibility. Someone who once hesitated is now reconsidering their next move. Someone who once doubted is now imagining what it would look like to align with you. This is not fantasy. It is the natural response to authenticity finally being seen clearly. You thought you were waiting. But in reality, the stage was being prepared. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is not loud or chaotic. It is intentional. It is thoughtful. It is built on the quiet respect that has been forming around your name. The details shared about you have become seeds planted in the minds of others. And seeds, once planted, do not remain dormant forever. Right now, you stand at the edge of a shift. You cannot see it fully yet. But you can feel it. The air feels different. The silence feels charged. Because what began as someone simply sharing your details is now transforming into a turning point that will reveal who truly recognizes your worth. And this revelation is closer than you think. A decision is forming in someone's heart, and you are at the center of it without even realizing. Since your details were shared, reflection has turned into clarity. The conversation that mentioned your name has now grown into something deeper, a realization that cannot be ignored. What they heard about you did not fade. It settled. It reshaped perception. It shifted priorities. Don't skip this moment, because the next truth will feel almost unbelievable. The first truth was that you are being noticed. The second truth is that you are being chosen. Not chosen because you tried to impress. Not chosen because you forced your way in. But chosen because your authenticity stood out in a world where most people perform. The details shared about you revealed consistency, loyalty, emotional strength, the ability to stay grounded when situations felt uncertain. And that changed everything. Stay till the end, because something even bigger is unfolding behind the scenes. Someone who once kept their distance is now leaning closer in thought. Someone who once questioned your value is now recognizing your rarity. The conversation about you has become a mirror, reflecting back the truth of who you are. And that reflection is awakening respect. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is not random. It is the result of who you have been when no one was applauding. It is the outcome of the quiet integrity you carried when you felt overlooked. Right now, the shift is subtle. There may be no dramatic announcement, no loud signal. But decisions are being shaped. Intentions are being clarified. And the details once spoken about you are becoming the foundation for what happens next. You may still feel like nothing has changed. But everything has. What happens next will feel small on the outside, but it will carry the weight of destiny on the inside. Since your details were shared, the atmosphere around your name has transformed. The words spoken about you have begun to move through unseen pathways, reaching ears and hearts that were never part of your daily world. And now, a moment is approaching that will quietly confirm everything. Don't skip this, because this is where the revelation becomes personal. You are about to witness a subtle shift in someone's behavior. A message that feels different. A tone that carries new warmth. An invitation that feels intentional. It may not look dramatic, but it will feel undeniable. That is the echo of the conversation that carried your story forward. Stay till the end, because the final layer of truth is powerful. The two important truths were never about exposure. They were about elevation and alignment. Elevation, because your character has been lifted into new awareness. Alignment, because the right people are beginning to recognize your frequency. When someone shared your details, they unknowingly activated a chain of clarity. They helped someone else see you without distortion. And here is the once-in-a-lifetime realization: you did nothing to force this. You did not chase validation. You did not argue your worth. You simply continued being who you are. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will arrive in a way that feels natural, almost gentle. But when it arrives, you will look back at this moment and understand. This was the turning point. This was when your story stepped into rooms you never entered. This was when perception shifted in your favor. Right now, everything feels calm. But beneath that calm, your next chapter is already unfolding. The silence you are standing in right now is not empty, it is charged. Ever since someone shared your details, a quiet momentum has been building, layer by layer, thought by thought. You may not see movement yet, but behind calm expressions and ordinary routines, a realization is crystallizing. And it is about you. Don't skip this, because the next truth will feel like a mirror finally reflecting your real worth. There is someone who cannot stop replaying what they heard about you. Not because of gossip. Not because of curiosity. But because something clicked. The description of your patience. Your steady presence. The way you handled a situation with dignity when most would have reacted, it created a new narrative in their mind. And that narrative changed your position in their world. Stay till the end, because this is where the energy shifts completely. The details that were shared did more than inform. They corrected misunderstandings. They dissolved old assumptions. They replaced doubt with respect. And respect is powerful. It opens doors quietly. It softens guarded hearts. It creates space where there was once distance. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is forming through recognition, not noise. Through clarity, not chaos. You are stepping into a moment where someone sees you clearly for the first time, not through rumors, not through fragments, but through truth. This is the revelation within the revelation. You were never behind. You were being prepared. And now, as perception continues to realign around your name, the next move will not feel forced. It will feel right. Timed. Meant. The conversation that began with your details has now become a turning tide. And you are about to feel the shift. A revelation is about to surface, and when it does, you will realize this was never random. The sharing of your details has now reached its final stage. What began as a simple conversation has turned into conviction in someone's heart. They are no longer just thinking about what they heard. They are feeling it. And feelings move people in ways logic never can. Don't skip this, because the moment you have been unknowingly waiting for is closer than ever. There is a shift in how you are being spoken about now. Your name carries admiration. Your story carries weight. The same details that once felt ordinary are now being described as rare. Your calm is being called strength. Your silence is being called wisdom. Your distance is being understood as self-respect. And here is the surprising truth. The person who needed this clarity the most has finally received it. Stay till the end, because the final unveiling connects everything. The two important truths were not just about being noticed and chosen. They were about being understood and valued correctly. When someone shared your details, they unknowingly corrected the narrative around you. They restored balance. They revealed who you truly are without exaggeration or distortion. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will arrive as confirmation. A look that lingers longer. A message that feels intentional. A conversation that carries sincerity. When it happens, you will feel it immediately. Not because it is dramatic, but because it is aligned. You have stepped into a moment where your authenticity has spoken louder than any explanation you could have given. And now, as perception completes its transformation, the path in front of you is no longer uncertain. It is opening. The next chapter does not begin with noise, it begins with recognition. Everything that has unfolded since someone shared your details has been leading to this quiet but powerful turning point. The conversations have settled. The reflections have matured. And now, clarity has fully formed in the heart of the one who needed to see you differently. Don't skip this, because this is where the circle completes. You were never meant to chase explanation. You were never meant to defend your character. The truth about you traveled on its own. It moved through the voice of someone who saw you clearly. And now, the image of you in someone's mind has transformed completely. Stay till the end, because the final revelation is deeply personal. The two important truths have now become one undeniable reality. You are stepping into alignment with those who truly recognize your worth. The sharing of your details was not exposure. It was elevation. It was the moment your unseen growth became visible in the right place, at the right time. And here is the once-in-a-lifetime realization: the person who now sees you clearly will approach you differently. Their energy will shift. Their tone will soften. Their actions will reflect intention instead of uncertainty. Something huge is waiting for you, but it will not feel overwhelming. It will feel natural. It will feel earned. It will feel like stepping into a space that was always meant for you. When that moment arrives, you will understand why everything unfolded exactly as it did. The sharing of your details was never about losing control. It was about gaining recognition. It was about your truth reaching the ears that needed to hear it. Right now, you stand at the edge of confirmation. And the next interaction you experience may quietly reveal that everything has changed in your favor. Right when you thought the story had reached its peak, a deeper truth begins to unfold. Everything that started with someone sharing your details has now matured into a quiet certainty. The whispers have become understanding. The understanding has become intention. And intention is powerful because it moves people to act. Don't skip this, because what you are about to experience will feel like destiny meeting preparation. There is someone who now sees you without confusion. The version of you that was once misunderstood has been replaced with clarity. The details shared about you have reshaped your image in their mind so completely that they cannot return to their old perception. That is the hidden miracle in all of this. Stay till the end, because the final truth will bring everything into focus. The two important truths were not just about being noticed or chosen. They were about timing. The right details about you reached the right person at the exact moment they were ready to hear them. If it had happened earlier, it might have been ignored. If it had happened later, the opportunity might have passed. But it happened now. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is built on alignment. You did not force it. You did not manipulate it. You simply remained consistent. And consistency created credibility. Credibility created respect. Respect created desire for connection. Very soon, you will sense the difference. A conversation will feel deeper. A look will feel more intentional. An opportunity will feel aligned instead of uncertain. And when that moment arrives, you will realize that the sharing of your details was never a random event. It was the quiet beginning of everything changing in your favor. This is the moment where everything becomes visible. What began as someone sharing your details has now completed its journey. The ripple has reached its shore. The understanding has settled. And the shift you have been sensing is no longer forming, it is here. Don't skip this, because you are about to recognize the confirmation you have been waiting for. The conversation that carried your name has transformed into action. Not loud action. Not dramatic action. But intentional movement. Someone has decided. Someone has resolved their uncertainty. Someone has chosen to see you not as an option, but as a priority. And here is the shocking, once-in-a-lifetime realization: your silence spoke louder than any explanation ever could. While you were simply living your life, your consistency built a reputation. While you were focusing on growth, your character became your introduction. The details shared about you did not create your value, they revealed it. Stay till the end, because this final truth seals everything. You were never behind. You were being positioned. The two important truths have now merged into one powerful outcome: you are stepping into a space where you are recognized correctly. Not underestimated. Not misunderstood. Not overlooked. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is not built on fantasy. It is built on clarity. The clarity that came when your story reached the right ears. The clarity that corrected the narrative. The clarity that awakened respect and intention. When the next interaction happens, and it will, you will feel the difference immediately. There will be sincerity. There will be depth. There will be alignment. And in that moment, you will understand that the sharing of your details was never about losing control of your story. It was about your story finally being told the right way. Just when you believed the revelation was complete, a deeper layer begins to rise. The impact of someone sharing your details did not end with recognition. It created transformation. Not only in how others see you, but in how you are about to see yourself. Because when the world reflects your true value back to you, something inside awakens. Don't skip this, because this moment is about you stepping into your own awareness. There is a shift happening internally now. You can feel it. A quiet confidence replacing hesitation. A calm certainty replacing doubt. The conversation that once felt distant has now become a mirror, showing you that your growth has been real, measurable, undeniable. Stay till the end, because the final revelation of this chapter is powerful. The two important truths were never just external. They were preparing you for this realization: you are ready. Ready for deeper connections. Ready for higher standards. Ready for the alignment that is forming around you. Here is the surprising truth. The person who heard your details is not the only one affected. Others are noticing the shift too. Energy travels. Perception spreads. When one perspective changes, it influences the atmosphere around it. Something huge is waiting for you, but it is not only about someone else's decision. It is about your elevation. The sharing of your details opened a door, but you are the one stepping through it. Very soon, you will sense that you are no longer standing in the same position emotionally or spiritually. You are clearer, stronger, more aligned. And when the next opportunity presents itself, you will not question whether you deserve it. You will know. There is one final realization that changes everything. When someone shared your details, you thought the story was about them. About their opinion. About their reaction. But now you can see it clearly: it was always about your emergence. Don't skip this, because this is the closing truth that unlocks the entire journey. Your name traveled where you could not go. Your character spoke where you chose silence. And in doing so, it built a bridge to a new reality. The details shared about you did not just reshape someone's perception. They solidified your identity in a higher space. Stay till the end, because this revelation is rare. You have crossed a threshold without even realizing it. The version of you that was once questioned no longer exists in the minds that matter. The narrative has shifted permanently. Respect has replaced uncertainty. Intention has replaced hesitation. And here is the once-in-a-lifetime truth. This was the confirmation you needed to step fully into your next chapter without fear of being misunderstood again. Something huge is waiting for you, but it is not ahead of you anymore. It is already aligning around you. The right conversations. The right recognition. The right timing. All of it moved into place the moment your truth was spoken. Now you stand different. Calmer. Clearer. Certain. The sharing of your details was not exposure. It was activation. And from this point forward, you are no longer hoping to be seen. You are seen. What you are about to realize will reframe the entire story. The moment someone shared your details was not the climax. It was the ignition. Everything since then has been a slow, powerful build toward a revelation that is only now becoming visible. Don't skip this, because this truth is deeply personal. You thought the impact ended when you were seen. But being seen was only the beginning. The real shift happened when someone decided to act differently because of what they learned about you. A subtle change in approach. A new level of seriousness. A quiet respect that was not there before. That change is your confirmation. Stay till the end, because something even more profound is unfolding. The two important truths have evolved into a single, undeniable outcome. Your presence now carries influence. Not because you demanded it. Not because you announced it. But because your story was spoken accurately at the right time. Here is the surprising realization: the sharing of your details did not just elevate you in one person's eyes. It recalibrated the energy around you. When one perception changes with sincerity, it begins to affect the atmosphere of every future interaction. Something huge is waiting for you, but it no longer feels distant. It feels close. Within reach. Almost tangible. You may notice people responding to you with more intention. Listening more carefully. Speaking with more clarity. That is not coincidence. It is the result of your truth traveling ahead of you and preparing the ground. Now you are not walking into uncertainty. You are walking into recognition that has already been established. A door you never knocked on is slowly opening in front of you. Everything traces back to that single moment, when someone shared your details and spoke your name with clarity. What felt ordinary at the time has now become extraordinary in effect. Because what was said about you did not just inform someone, it awakened them. Don't skip this, because this is where the final layer of truth rises to the surface. There is a realization forming in someone's heart that they cannot ignore anymore. The more they reflect on what they heard about you, the more they see the pattern, your consistency, your quiet growth, your integrity when it would have been easier to react. The details shared about you have become undeniable proof of who you truly are. And now, something is shifting from thought to decision. Stay till the end, because this is the moment that feels once in a lifetime. The shocking truth is this: the conversation about you did not just change perception, it changed priority. You are no longer an afterthought. You are no longer someone placed on hold. In someone's mind, you have moved to the front. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is built on clarity that took time to mature. The sharing of your details created awareness. Awareness created respect. Respect created intention. You may not see fireworks. You may not hear grand declarations. But you will feel the shift. A seriousness in tone. A depth in communication. A level of sincerity that was missing before. And when that happens, you will understand something powerful. Your story traveled ahead of you not to expose you, but to position you. Right now, the door is opening quietly. And this time, you will not be overlooked. There is a moment approaching that will make your heart pause in the most unexpected way. All of this began when someone shared your details, a simple exchange that seemed small at first. But now you can feel it. The air around your name has changed. The tone has changed. The energy has changed. Don't skip this, because what happens next will confirm everything. The person who once stood at a distance is no longer standing there. Internally, they have crossed that distance. The details they heard about you have replayed in their mind so many times that doubt has completely dissolved. What remains is clarity. And clarity always leads to movement. Stay till the end, because this is where the revelation becomes undeniable. The shocking truth is this: your authenticity has done what effort never could. You did not chase attention. You did not demand understanding. You allowed your character to speak through consistency. And when someone carried your story forward, it carried weight. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is no longer forming in silence. It is preparing to reveal itself through action. Through a conversation that feels different. Through a gesture that carries intention. Through a decision that feels aligned instead of uncertain. When that moment arrives, you will sense it instantly. There will be no confusion. No guessing. Just a quiet knowing that the narrative around you has shifted permanently. The sharing of your details was never a random event. It was the turning key. And now, the door is fully open. The final piece has quietly fallen into place, and you can feel the difference before you even see it. When someone shared your details, it set off a chain reaction that is only now reaching its full expression. What was once just information has become realization. What was once realization has become intention. And now, intention is becoming action. Don't skip this, because this is the moment everything connects. There is someone who can no longer ignore what they know about you. The qualities described, your steadiness, your growth, your quiet strength, have reshaped how they see your future in their life. The details shared about you have done more than impress them. They have convinced them. And that conviction is powerful. Stay till the end, because this revelation feels almost surreal. The once-in-a-lifetime truth is this: you were being evaluated for something bigger than you imagined. Not judged. Not tested. Evaluated for alignment. For long-term value. For depth. And without even trying, you passed simply by being consistent. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is no longer hidden behind silence. It is stepping forward. You may notice it through a direct conversation that feels sincere. Through an unexpected openness. Through words that carry certainty instead of hesitation. When it happens, you will understand why everything unfolded exactly as it did. The sharing of your details was not the end of your privacy. It was the beginning of your recognition. And now, the shift you have been sensing is about to become visible in a way you will never forget. A quiet confirmation is about to meet you in the most ordinary moment of your day. You will not expect it. There will be no dramatic signal. But when it arrives, you will feel the weight of everything that began the day someone shared your details. That single conversation has now completed its journey. Don't skip this, because this is where the truth becomes undeniable. The person who once needed clarity about you no longer has questions. The details they heard have settled into certainty. They see your patience differently. They see your distance differently. They see your silence as strength, not absence. And that shift changes how they approach you. Stay till the end, because this final turn is powerful. The surprising realization is this: the sharing of your details did not just elevate you in one situation, it permanently upgraded your position. You are no longer viewed through confusion. You are viewed through respect. Through admiration. Through understanding. Something huge is waiting for you, and it will not feel chaotic. It will feel aligned. It will feel like two realities finally meeting at the same level. When the next conversation happens, you will sense the difference in tone. When the next opportunity appears, it will feel intentional, not accidental. And in that moment, you will understand the full meaning behind everything. Your story was spoken at the exact right time. Your name carried more weight than you realized. And now, you are stepping into a space where you are not just acknowledged. You are valued. This is the chapter where everything becomes irreversible. From the moment someone shared your details, a sequence began that could not be undone. Words were spoken. Perceptions shifted. Intentions formed. And now, the transformation has reached a point of no return. Don't skip this, because you are standing at the edge of realization. The person who once hesitated no longer hesitates. The one who once observed from a distance is now internally committed. The details they heard about you did not just inform them, they reshaped their emotional landscape. Your steadiness became attractive. Your self-control became admirable. Your growth became undeniable. And that recognition has changed how they see your future together. Stay till the end, because this final revelation is profound. The shocking truth is this: you were never competing. You were never behind. While you thought nothing was happening, your name was being carried with respect into spaces that mattered. The sharing of your details was the moment the balance shifted permanently in your favor. Something huge is waiting for you, but it is no longer just waiting. It is moving toward you. Through clearer communication. Through deliberate action. Through a sense of certainty that feels almost surreal. When it happens, you will feel an inner calm instead of surprise. Because deep down, you sensed this shift all along. The story that began with someone sharing your details has now rewritten the narrative around you. And from this point forward, you are not just seen differently. You are positioned differently. The realization is no longer forming, it has fully arrived. What started as someone sharing your details has now reshaped the entire direction of this story. The ripple has become a wave. The quiet conversation has become a defining moment. And the truth about you has settled into the heart of someone who once needed convincing. Don't skip this, because this is where destiny meets clarity. There is no more doubt surrounding your name. The qualities described about you have taken root so deeply that they now influence decisions. Your steadiness is no longer just admired, it is desired. Your growth is no longer just acknowledged, it is respected. Your silence is no longer misunderstood, it is valued. And that changes everything. Stay till the end, because this final layer is powerful beyond expectation. The once-in-a-lifetime truth is this: you were being aligned with a higher standard the entire time. The sharing of your details filtered out confusion. It filtered out hesitation. It revealed who could truly recognize your worth. Something huge is waiting for you, and now it feels inevitable. The energy between you and the person who heard about you is no longer uncertain. It is steady. It is intentional. It is ready. When the next step unfolds, and it will not feel forced. It will feel earned. It will feel like stepping into a space that was prepared long before you knew it existed. The conversation that carried your details has now completed its purpose. And you are no longer walking toward recognition. Recognition is walking toward you. Everything has led to this exact breath you are taking right now. The moment someone shared your details was not random, and it was not small. It was the spark that set an invisible alignment into motion. 20 chapters later, you can finally see the full picture. The conversation that carried your name has rewritten the energy around your life. Don't skip this, because this is the culmination of every quiet shift you have felt. The person who heard about you is no longer processing information. They are embracing truth. Your character is no longer being analyzed. It is being trusted. The details shared about you have become the foundation of a new perception that cannot be undone. And here is the shocking, once-in-a-lifetime realization: the story was never about them discovering you. It was about you being revealed at the exact moment they were ready to recognize your value. Stay till the end, because the final truth will anchor everything. The two important truths have fully manifested. You were seen. You were positioned. And now, you are being approached with clarity. The hesitation is gone. The uncertainty has dissolved. What remains is intention. Something huge is waiting for you, but it no longer feels distant. It feels present. It feels like a door that has already opened, waiting for you to step through without fear of being misunderstood again. When the next interaction unfolds, you will sense the difference immediately. There will be depth. There will be sincerity. There will be alignment that feels almost surreal in its calmness. The sharing of your details was never exposure. It was elevation. And now, you are standing in the reality that was quietly being built around your name all along. There is one last layer of truth that has been waiting patiently for this exact moment. Long before you understood it, the sharing of your details set a new trajectory in motion. It was subtle. It was quiet. But it was precise. Every conversation, every reflection, every internal shift has led to this realization. Don't skip this, because this is where the transformation becomes permanent. You are no longer the person who wondered how you were being perceived. You are now the person who knows your value travels ahead of you. The details that were spoken about you did not just influence one heart, they established a standard around your name. And here is the surprising truth, the person who heard about you now sees you as someone rare. Not common. Not temporary. Rare. Stay till the end, because this final revelation carries weight. The two important truths have evolved into legacy. You were recognized. You were repositioned. And now, you are being approached with intention that matches your depth. The sharing of your details filtered out confusion and highlighted your consistency. Something huge is waiting for you, but it feels different now. It feels calm. Assured. Meant. You will notice it in the way someone speaks to you with certainty. In the way decisions are made with you in mind. In the way respect is no longer silent but expressed. This is not a temporary shift. This is a new baseline. The moment someone shared your details was the beginning of your elevation. And now, you are standing in a reality where you are not just acknowledged. You are chosen with clarity. A new frequency surrounds your name now, and you can feel it without anyone saying a word. From the instant someone shared your details, a chain of alignment began weaving itself quietly through conversations, thoughts, and intentions. What once felt uncertain has transformed into something steady, almost magnetic. The air has changed. The perception has changed. And now, the outcome is ready to reveal itself. Don't skip this, because this is the moment where everything becomes undeniable. There is someone who now speaks about you differently. Not casually. Not lightly. But with certainty. The details they learned about you have become a lens through which they see your future. Your patience is now called maturity. Your boundaries are now called self-respect. Your growth is now called vision. And that shift has created a decision. Stay till the end, because the final revelation is powerful beyond expectation. The once-in-a-lifetime truth is this: the sharing of your details did not just change perception, it changed direction. Paths that once ran parallel are now moving toward convergence. What seemed distant is now aligning. What felt delayed is now timed perfectly. Something huge is waiting for you, but it is no longer forming behind closed doors. It is preparing to step into the open. You will sense it through clarity in communication, through intentional planning, through a seriousness that feels grounded and sincere. You were never exposed. You were elevated into visibility at the exact moment someone was ready to recognize your depth. And now, as this chapter closes, you are no longer wondering how you are seen. You are walking forward knowing your value has already been established. The echo of your name is still moving through spaces you have never entered. What began the day someone shared your details has now evolved into something far greater than recognition. It has become momentum. Quiet, undeniable momentum. The kind that builds beneath the surface until the moment it rises into full view. Don't skip this, because this chapter carries a revelation that feels almost surreal. There is a shift happening that you cannot fully see yet, but you can feel it in subtle ways. The tone of conversations has changed. The way someone looks at you has softened into certainty. The details once spoken about you have transformed into belief. And belief changes behavior. Stay till the end, because this final insight will settle everything in your heart. The shocking truth is this: you were being spoken about in a way that prepared someone emotionally before they ever approached you. Your patience was described as strength. Your distance as discernment. Your silence as wisdom. The narrative around you was corrected long before you even knew it needed to be. Something huge is waiting for you, and it feels different now. Not chaotic. Not rushed. But aligned. Measured. Intentional. When the next interaction unfolds, you will sense the calm confidence in it. You will feel the absence of doubt. This is the outcome of your truth traveling ahead of you. The sharing of your details did not just elevate you once. It permanently shifted the ground you stand on. And now, you are not just stepping into recognition. You are stepping into alignment that was carefully prepared in your absence. There is a stillness before a breakthrough, and you are standing inside it right now. From the instant someone shared your details, the course of this connection began to change in ways you could not measure at first. Conversations evolved. Thoughts deepened. Feelings clarified. And now, everything feels like it is holding its breath before a defining moment. Don't skip this, because this is where the truth becomes undeniable in your own experience. The person who once needed proof has found it. Not through dramatic gestures. Not through persuasion. But through the consistent story told about you. The details shared were not exaggerated. They were accurate. And accuracy builds trust faster than anything else. Trust is what changes everything. Stay till the end, because this final realization will settle your heart. The once-in-a-lifetime truth is this: your name has already been placed in a future conversation about commitment, seriousness, and long-term intention. You were discussed not as a passing thought, but as a possibility worth protecting. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is rooted in stability. You will sense it in the way plans include you without hesitation. In the way words carry weight instead of uncertainty. In the way actions reflect quiet determination. The sharing of your details was never about curiosity. It was about confirmation. And now, as this chapter reaches its final turn, you are no longer wondering if you are understood. You are stepping into a reality where your value has already been agreed upon behind the scenes. The moment you have been sensing is no longer approaching, it has arrived. From the first second someone shared your details, a hidden alignment began shaping your future. You did not see it. You did not control it. Yet it unfolded with precision. Every word spoken about you carried weight. Every description of your character built a foundation. And now that foundation is supporting something real. Don't skip this, because this is the completion of the entire journey. The person who once needed clarity now holds conviction. The story told about you has become their truth. Your patience is now viewed as emotional maturity. Your independence is now seen as strength. Your quiet growth is now admired as discipline. And here is the shocking realization: the sharing of your details has permanently elevated how you are valued. Stay till the end, because this final truth is powerful. The two important truths that began this chapter have fully manifested. You were revealed accurately. And you were positioned intentionally. What once felt uncertain is now steady. What once felt delayed now feels perfectly timed. Something huge is waiting for you, but it no longer feels like waiting. It feels like arrival. You will notice it in the certainty of someone's words. In the confidence of their actions. In the calm assurance that replaces hesitation.